We're going to talk about all the political stuff, but I thought we would start with what I think a lot of people want to know, and you come from a unique position to talk about this. But Imus going back on the air. I think that you were one of the few people when he did get in trouble who had been loyal to him and went back on and talked to him pretty straight. A lot of them ran for the hills, but you went on and talked to him about the trouble he was in. Do you think it's the right time for him to come back?
Well, before I answer, let me say thank you for coming. I'm honored to see a lot of familiar faces and friends. This is a very nice thing to be able to do, and I'm glad I could do it. If I sound like I'm stalling for time on answering the Imus question, I am slightly. I didn't run for the hills, but in the interest of full disclosure, I should say that I was already booked and committed by the time everybody else was running for the hills. But I was glad to go on that morning. This was the morning when the whole Imus thing went up in smoke. I'd been booked to go on the show, and I told him that he had screwed up big time, which he readily admitted. He apologized after he had been fired. He met with the Rutgers women, apologized to them one by one and collectively. One of them sued him for defamation or something, I don't know.
She eventually dropped it.
She has recently dropped the lawsuit. I think he feels awful about it. I think his wonderful sense of humor, controversial and sometimes crude, got out of hand. And as the daughter of as the father of a now 20-year-old daughter, I imagined how I would have felt had he made that kind of joke or analogous kind of joke about my own kid. I would have wanted him strung up from the nearest yardarm, and I think he understood that. And I have been in email communication with him.
Is he a good emailer?
He's a very terse emailer, as you could imagine. If it's possible to be gruff in an email, he is. He's been on the ranch with his wife Deirdre and with their son. They do good work out there. I think I don't know this at all, but I think there's a chance he'll come back. I asked him about it the other day, and he gave me a gruff non-answer. But I think he will come back in some fashion, and I think that he should. And I think he has apologized. I think he has spoken to those women directly and apologized for his grievous error. I think he was punished for his mistake. And while I don't agree with everything he does on the air by any means, I think he's a forum that's missed in the media mix.
Do you think he can have the same role he had before?
Well, he had several roles. Interpreted in its best light, the crudeness that he often showed in talking about racial and sexual matters and so forth could be defended as a safety valve in society. I think it went over the line a lot of times, and I confess that there were times that I looked the other way when he went over the line because of the other role he played, which was to provide a forum for people to talk about the issues and talk about politics and talk about themselves. Where else were you going to hear John Kerry? John Kerry, who was after all the Democratic nominee in '04, spent hours and hours of time on the air with Imus. And if you listen to Imus, you got a really good sense of who John Kerry was. I think that was useful. That type of thing was useful. Talking to people like Tom Friedman or Jonathan Alter or my colleague at Newsweek and other people, and listen to me yak about the campaign trail, is useful. So I hope he comes back.
And if NBC gives you permission, do you have to get permission from NBC to go on if he goes with another outfit? I mean,
well, here's what'll happen. If he comes back, I will think about it, see what the format is, hear what promises he makes to change the show. But in the email conversations I've had with him and the couple of phone conversations I've had going back to the beginning of this, he said that if he were to come back, he would change the show. I would want to know how the show is being changed, if the premise of it is any different, who the people are who are going to be on it, learn as much about it as I can before I commit to anything. Then I'll think about it, and then I would imagine that my other Newsweek colleagues and I, who are regulars, like Jonathan Alter and Evan Thomas and
Yeah,
and
who
John
didn't run
Meacham,
to the hills.
you know, we'll think about it. We'll
Yeah.
probably make a joint decision on it.
It'll be interesting to see. I think that it's news that he wants to change the show. It's probably essential, but still, it'll be interesting to see. Since he's coming back with basically the same crew.
Well, it wouldn't be exactly the same crew as far as I understand it. But I don't know the details. We'll see.
We will see. I think we're going to know soon.
Yeah.
I think that that's going to, and the National Association of Black Journalists, who say it's unimaginable to have him back on the air. What do you say to them, if anything?
Well, it depends on the details. It depends on how he changes the show. It depends on what his approach is going to be. It depends on who the regulars are going to be. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I hope that he changes it in a way and he says the things that need to be said to enable people such as me to go back, but we'll see.